Welcome to the lecture series of Mobile Computing and Wireless Communication. I am your instructor, Ms. Alpa Rupala. So we are continuing with our topic, that is GPRS. So today we will discuss regarding to the PDP context application process of GPRS. And then after we will learn regarding to the GPRS call routing. So basically the first topic is PDP context application process of GPRS. So first of all, to understand this we need to recall our concept of the MS, that is your mobile station, SGSN, that is your serving GPRS support node, GGSN, that is your gateway GPRS support node. So we all know that in the replacement of MSC in GSM, we are having SGSN in GPRS. So basically whatever task we are performing in GPRS, that all will go through or will handled according to the SGSN only. So whatever decision we are making, that will only go through the SGSN. Okay, it is the security check, it is the mobility management, the handoff mechanism, call mechanism, all their fundamental will be handled according to the SGSN. Then after, the work of GGSN is what? That to communicate with two different networks. If you want to communicate between two different networks, then that work will be done by the GGSN. As we have earlier discussed in the GPRS architecture, that GGSN is working according to the PDU, that is protocol data unit or packet data unit. So if we talk about the packet data unit or protocol data unit, that is nothing but a special kind of structure, and that structure must be in uniform manner, or else we need to convert it from one form to another form. Suppose one side we are having the normal GPRS connection and one side we are having the Wi-Fi connection, then the protocol structure of both the connection will be different. So whenever we want to communicate with another network, firstly we need to specify the frame structure. Okay, so basically if we talk about your MS, then whenever we want to communicate with another network, first of all we need one proper format for the conversion of our data, and that format will be taken from the GGSN, and for that particular reason we require PDP context application process of GPRS. Okay, so first of all, how this process is continued. So your MS will send the PDP context request to the relevant SGSN. Now what will be included in this PDP context request? There will be PDP type, then PDP address, then QoS which we are requiring, and then after the access point through which we can communicate. So ultimately the PDP type is IPv4 addressing type or IPv6 addressing type. The PDP address means whatever your MS is, that MS will have some address according to the context of the SGSN. So this is what the sender and receiver address specification, that is the PDP address. And then after the QoS, that is a quality of service. What quality of service you requiring, that we are requesting from the SGSN and to the GGSN. Okay, now next is what that particular request will be sent. Sorry, the last one is the access point. The access point is through which we want to communicate. Okay, now this all the request parameter will be sent to the SGSN. Now SGSN fundamental is to check all the security fundamental, authentication fundamental, and then after that request will be forwarded to the GGSN. Now it is the task of GGSN to provide accordingly response. Okay, that SGSN is just a mediator. The proper task will be done according to GGSN to the relevant PDN network. Obviously, if we are having another PDN network, then we will have some relevant GGSN. So we are requesting that particular packet data structure from that relevant GGSN. So ultimately, MS will forward the request to SGSN and SGSN will forward the request to GGSN. Now, the GGSN will send the response in the form of PDP type, then PDP address, and then the access point through which we can communicate. And the last one is QoS. Now, it is not like that every time what we are requiring we can get it. Okay, suppose we have required that I want 100 kbps of data rate, but it may be possible that particular GGSN is already busy for transmission of another MS data, right? So you cannot have that amount of data rate, but you can have some reduced amount of data rate. Okay, you can transfer your data according to some reduced amount of data rate. So that response will be the QoS negotiation response that will be sent to the relevant SGSN, and SGSN will send that response to the MS. So this is the whole process from the MS to SGSN, SGSN to GGSN, GGSN to SGSN, and SGSN to MS. Now the question mark, when we are having this particular process, so this process is basically first step of your GPRS call routing. Okay, this process is ultimately first step of your GPRS call routing. So the GPRS call routing, ultimately we have already learned regarding to the call routing of GSM. In the GSM call routing mechanism, we have already learned MTC and MOC process, that is mobile terminated call and mobile originated call. Okay, mobile terminated call and mobile originated call. Mobile terminated call means you are having the incoming call. Mobile originated call means you are calling someone, that is your outgoing call. Same as in the form of the GPRS, you are having two type of. You can request some server pages and you are getting the response from them. Okay, so the requesting will be the originated call and you are getting the web pages, that is your terminated call. So this process is ultimately divided into two parts only. Okay, but routing in GPRS can be performed, can be learned according to the, suppose we are taking one example that I am having a mobile node A. Okay, and that mobile node A, basically we are dividing our whole architecture into two different P elements, that is your P element 1 and P element 2. Okay, P element 1 and P element 2. You are having two P element. Now your actual mobile node is of P element 2, but it is right now roaming in P element 1. Okay, your mobile node is of P element 2, but right now your mobile node is roaming in a P element 1. Okay, so ultimately this is what, suppose I am taking an example of originated call. Originated call means we are calling someone. Okay, originated call means we are calling someone, or if we are talking about the context of GPRS, then in GPRS basically we are requesting some web page. Suppose I am taking my mobile phone and I am browsing something and I am searching for XYZ site. Okay, I am searching for XYZ site. Okay, xyz.com. So ultimately I am requesting the home page of that xyz.com site. So first of all, my network will be of the GPRS, but the server is of the LAN connection. Okay, or another www connection. So the protocol structure of the GPRS and the protocol structure of the www is totally different. So first of all, I need to convert my request according to the www. So what I will do, my first topic of today's lecture, that is the PDP context application process request, right? So first of all, your MS need to request for the relevant GGSN regarding to the PDP structure. So first of all, your MS will send request to BTS, BTS will send request to BSC, BSC will send request to SGSN. Then according to the intra-PLMN backbone network, that request will be given to the relevant GGSN. Okay. Now the GGSN is having that particular data structure. The response will be given to the MS. Now you can see that we are having one line, that is the red line. Okay, that is the request line. That request line will be from the MS to BTS, BSC, SGSN, GGSN, from your PDN network to your server. Okay, now server will send the response. Now server will send the response, but the context request is having the PDP address, and that PDP address will have the prefix of home PLMN network. Now what is your home PLMN network? In our example, our home PLMN network is PLMN2, but our mobile node is roaming in PLMN1. Okay, our basic home network is what? PLMN2, but mobile node is roaming in PLMN1. So the prefix address of our node will be of PLMN2 only. So the response firstly will be given to PLMN2. Okay, now you can see that green line, okay, which is from the server to the GGSN. Okay, from the external packet data network to the GGSN of PLMN2. Okay, of PLMN2. Now from that PLMN2's GGSN, your response will be sent to home SGSN. Okay, home SGSN. Now home SGSN will look for the location database. Now in location database, the SGSN will find out that your mobile node, which is having the response content, that is not in our PLMN2 network, it is basically in a PLMN1 network. So now what is the task of SGSN? That to directly transfer that response from the PLMN2 to PLMN1 using inter-PLMN backbone network and router gateway. You can see that two different PLMN is having two different router gateway connected with each other. You can follow the green line. Okay, that green line is from server to PLMN2 GGSN to PLMN2 SGSN, from router gateway to inter PLMN backbone network, from to gateway, router gateway, and from there to relevant SGSN of foreign SGSN, from to BSC, BTS and MS. So this is the whole process of call routing in GPRS. Okay, so as we have learned the GSM call routing, we had learned just the GPRS call routing. Okay, so thank you. We will meet in our next lecture.